So you're in need of a new show. Hey guys, it's Mary here. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be diving into some Netflix recommendations, and yeah, so let's do it. In no particular order, I'm going to be going off some of my favorite new Netflix shows. Well, not new, but like new to me. The first one is The Society. The Society is amazing. I love it. So it's basically about these group of high school students who go on a school trip only to return a few minutes later because there was a storm and the bus couldn't get up the mountain. I think they were going into the mountains for some reason. Anyway, they come back and they realize that they're the only ones left on the earth. There's no parents, no siblings, no animals, but everything has been untouched. All the cars are still in the driveway. It seems as if everyone else has just vanished into thin air. And they end up going to the edge of the city. It takes place in Connecticut. And they find that when the city ends, it's just a bunch of woods. Nothing's out there. For miles, all they see is just woods and more woods on all sides of the city. And then they realize that they are completely alone. So it's a little bit sci-fi, but it's also kind of a mystery because you're wondering, where is everyone? And why are these kids suddenly alone? There's tons of theories, like do people disappear? Are they in an alternate universe? And a couple of the episodes in the beginning are a little slow, but as you get into it, you're instantly hooked. And it just keeps getting more and more interesting because you need to find out what happened to everyone. And then the season ends with a giant cliffhanger, which I will not share, but it makes me very excited for season 2. And I believe that season 2 is going to be coming out soon. Maybe this year, I think. Not really sure though, but it's very, very good. And if you watch Switched at Birth, you would know that Bae's boyfriend Emmett plays in the new show, and he is one of the main characters, so you will see tons of him. So look out for him, he's super cute. The main setup of the cast is these two sisters who kind of take charge of the city because they realize that they can't live without any kind of order. So they kind of construct it like a colony almost. They have like farming, everyone has a job. There is some unrest though because some of the characters disagree with how to operate and they don't want to share food because the concern is that they're going to run out of food because there's only their one city, there's nowhere else. And so they resort to growing their own food and then going on rations and everyone eats together. But of course, you know, there's going to be a group of kids that always cause trouble and who disagree with that format. And you might disagree with that too. But so there's definitely like a power struggle going on, which keeps it very interesting. That's Society. I don't want to give away any more because I feel like the more I talk about it, the more I'm just going to give it away. Next show is Outer Banks. And if you have not heard about Outer Banks, you are definitely living under a rock. I feel like that show is everywhere on TikTok, Instagram. Everyone is in love with John B. So basically the show takes place in Outer Banks, North Carolina, and they are a group of kids that come from the wrong side of the city, I guess. John B's opening monologue, who is the main character, begins by saying how when you live in this town, you either own 2 homes or 2 jobs. And they are on the lower end of that monologue. So they do not have much money. They are working middle-class Americans, and they have to deal with a mystery. So the main character's dad is a treasure hunter, I guess you could say. They were looking for a sunken ship. But little does John B know, other people are also looking for this ship. So him and his friends embark on a journey to find out what happened to his dad, while they're also facing an enemy who is also trying to find out what happened to the ship because the enemy and John B's dad were once partners, but then they split. So John B wants to get justice for his dad and complete the mission that his dad started. And then this other person is looking for the money since they are looking for, I believe, $400 million or something along those lines. So everyone is in chase of the money. And it's just him and his friends, and they're a great, funny group. Like, you want to be friends with them instantly. They have great style, like everything is about them is just so great. So that's Outer Banks. I really like that show. It was really good. I think we have to wait a year until the next season because it just came out in May, I think. And then my next show is Ozark. Again, I'm sure everyone's heard about Ozark lately. Ozark is so good. And there are so many twists and turns. Every episode, you are sitting on the edge of your seat. I feel like that show kills off people faster than The Walking Dead, and I didn't think that was possible, but they have outdone The Walking Dead. So basically, it's about this family. Marty is the main character. He is the dad. He's a financial advisor for a company who gets involved with one of the cartels and starts laundering money for them. But he goes out to the Ozarks to launder this money by buying failing businesses like an inn. So the FBI knows that Marty and his family are laundering money, but they have no proof. So you're always worried about the FBI, and you're always worried about the cartel, and then you're always worried about Marty. Like, even though Marty and his family are doing something super illegal, you're always finding yourself rooting for them. And it's on the third season. The third season came out, and so now we have to wait probably to 2020 to 2021 for the fourth season. And it's really good. And the third season ended with such a big cliffhanger that it was shocking. Like, for a second, I didn't even process what happened. So that show was very, very good. I thought it was new, but apparently it's been out for a couple of years. But I guess now that everyone's home and couldn't go anywhere, they started searching through Netflix and came across it, so now it's super popular. And my friend sent me this tweet, and it was so funny. Of course, with Corona, they've been limiting gatherings and parties and everything. So this, I don't know if it was like an inn or something, but this big group of people got together to have a party in the Ozarks in like a pool. All these people, like 100 plus people, were all in this pool together. And I wouldn't do that without Corona. That's way too close to people in a pool. And B, with Corona, that's so risky. So this guy posted a picture of the article and tweeted, like, Marty Bird said, blank, the lockdown, we have money to launder. So that was really funny. So that's my third recommendation. So for my last recommendation, I'm going to recommend Space Force. I am currently halfway through the show. I think it's pretty funny. It has Steve Carell, and you know, he's a total icon. So it's about this branch of the U.S. that wants to get into space, obviously, and he's set in charge of it. And it's basically a big comedy. Like, I'm not totally sure what's going on all the time, but it's just funny. And yeah, you know, his wife's in jail, but you never know why she's in jail, and it's very confusing. But I think I'm halfway through it, so I can't really say much about it because I don't know much about it. If you wanted to like watch a quick comedy, it's only 10 episodes. And I think all the shows I mentioned only have like 10 episodes a season, so it's quick to watch through them. So yeah. Lastly, I know this isn't, I don't think it's a Netflix movie, but I love Adam Sandler. So, and Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston in one movie that you know it's going to be iconic. So I watched Just Go With It a couple days ago, and it's so funny. It's about this guy who got dumped. Well, he wasn't dumped at the altar, but on his wedding day, he overheard his fiance talking poorly about him, and of course the wedding was cut off. But that night, he went to the bar and realized that when he had the wedding ring on, girls felt bad for him and were more likely to sleep with him. So he decided to keep wearing the wedding ring for like years because he knew that girls would fall for it. So he meets this one girl that he actually ends up really liking, but the next morning, she realizes that he has a wedding ring in his pocket, and she's like, what is this? Like, why would you lie to me? You told me you were single. Like, I can't trust you. And then instead of telling her why he actually has the wedding ring because he's mortified of his actions, he tells her that him and his wife are getting a divorce. And the woman who plays his wife is Jennifer Aniston, and she's actually his assistant in the movie because he's a plastic surgeon. So the two of them pretend to be a married couple, and then he has to try to convince the girl he likes that her kids are also his kids, and there's a big, like, it's funny. It's a comedy, obviously. Adam Sandler, you know it's gonna be funny. So I really recommend that one. It's really good. So that pretty much wraps up this week's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I know I'm not the best movie critic or TV critic, but I just figured that maybe it would mean something coming from a non-professional. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking out The Society, hands down, Outer Banks, obviously, John B., and Ozark, of course, Space Force, and Just Go With It. which is the movie. It's not a TV show, but if you want like a funny movie to watch, it's hilarious. So yeah, if you like this, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for next time because there will always be more. Bye!